Hi and welcome back to the UTF podcast. Gav and me. This is the third episode of today, number 11. We've already done a football one with our producer Marcus.
Special guest,
yeah. Focusing on championship football and a little bit of other stuff as well. And we've also done a boxing one. So now we've got the Formula One, the racing.
It was quite a wild weekend as per in Baku in Azerbaijan. Hamilton came out victorious, but even he admitted he was fortunate because his teammate Valtteri Bottas getting a puncture with a few laps left at the end.
Shame that really. I quite like Valtteri Bottas.
I mean, he's just been really unlucky.
I'm not a big fan of Hamilton either.
I like Hamilton. I like both, but Bottas has been unlucky this season and last with issues like that. He was leading comfortably. He was easily going to win the race, and then he got a puncture, which made him retire. So that was...
It was a shame when it's later, isn't it? If at least it's earlier, it's frustrating, but at least you're out the race. Later, when you've done all the hard work and then from no fault of your own, really.
It's just... You've just got to feel sorry for him, really, because he's fourth in the standings now behind, obviously, the two Ferraris and Hamilton, who's now leading because of his victory. He could be up there challenging Hamilton, and that's the thing. He's just getting so unlucky with his...
And he's a good driver.
He's a very good driver, especially towards the end of last year. He's getting a few wins, and... This year, you can see he's got the pace, so he should have won that race. He's just unlucky the car didn't hold up. Well,
it's a shame that Hamilton took his place.
Yeah, why do you not like Hamilton that much, anyway?
I just think he's quite an arrogant bloke. Do you remember there was an event? Was it last season? I can't remember. Well, I think it was in England before the Silverstone Grand Prix, where all the drivers were meant to turn up and it was meant to be a big event. And all the drivers turn out, all 23 or however. I can't even remember how many cars drive now. Is it 24, isn't it?
I think it's gone down, isn't it? Or it could be 24, so I don't know.
However many there are. Anyway, every single driver turns up, other than Hamilton. So they're introducing each driver, over the big tunnel they're going, Force India, and then reading the two drivers, and then Williams and reading the two drivers. Hamilton never turned up, because he was his own personal relaxation period before the race. He had to be on a yacht in some other country. I just think he's a bit in his head. He might be a lovely bloke person. I don't know. But from always the impression I've got is that he thinks a little bit too highly of himself.
Maybe he does.
The complete opposite of his former teammate Jenson Button, who seems like a lovely man. He always just seems a bit like.
I do like. I just think
the other one, Jenson Button's wedding. Was he? No, not his wedding. Jenson Button did a run, like a marathon, for charity, and every single driver turned up to support him, other than Hamilton. I just think, you might have been busy, but were you really busy?
I don't know, but I don't mind him because, well, he's a British driver, so I think we should encourage. Plus, he probably is the best driver on the grid, so he does deserve.
He certainly is the best driver on the grid. He does. That's the one thing you have to compliment him on. His ability is great.
So I'm happy when he wins, and I wish hopefully he wins the title this year. Well, him or Bottas, I don't mind.
I'm rooting for the Iceman.
Kimi.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of Kimi Räikkönen.
I like Kimi Räikkönen. I just don't see him winning anything.
Don't see it either, but I'm hoping.
Because I don't like Sebastian Vettel at all.
Why not?
I just really don't like him.
I don't mind him.
I think he's arrogant, ignorant, and
I think for a German, because we're not trying to be discriminative, German people have a reputation for being a bit arrogant, a bit more inclined to be that way anyway. I think he seems alright. Don't mind him. He stood up from the other day, didn't he? You see that?
He stood up for Hamilton,
yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
Question. Yeah, that was decent. But for me, he's just quite... I don't know if I'm quite ignorant. I think he thinks he's better than what he is. I know he's four-time world champion, so you can't brag a little bit.
Four times in a row as well.
He's always had the car. He didn't really have much competition. He always had the car to win it. Same as like when you see.
But then it's the same with everything really.
It's compared to football. When Bayern Munich
when Hamilton and Rosberg were competing for the title, the reason was because of their cars.
Yeah, but at least they were both competing with each other. He didn't really have any competition in his team. Like I know Mark
Webber wasn't as good a driver,
but
driver, but not as good a driver as Vettel.
And he was always Vettel was always prioritised.
Yeah, I'll give you that. He was always given like the best of the two cars. Yeah.
So he was always prioritised. So I feel he's always had the car. Similar to in football when Bayern Munich win the title and Celtic win the title in their leagues, it's because they just got the best team. They can walk in. They got the most money and stuff like that. I just think he hasn't really shown he's the best driver on the grid. So doesn't really deserve it as much as some others.
No, I guess so.
But yeah, that's my opinion on it. But
they certainly should. I think every car should be the same because I think if you had every single car the same manufacturers, everything, I think you'd have the likes of Fernando Alonso and that do a lot better than the They usually do, because he's a good driver, but he's been plagued with horrible cars over the last couple of years.
This year they seem a bit better. I think he's got points in every race so far. He finished 7th again on the weekend, but he was happy with that because first lap of the race he had a double puncture in both his right.
It's horrendous, isn't it?
His
He has
right
no
front,
luck at all.
his right front and his right rear tyre, so he had to pit straight away. But he managed to pull it back, and in the end managed to finish 7th on a damaged car, really, because he did have some under damage as well, but he was enough to finish the race. So you could tell how good a driver he is.
Yeah,
by doing that.
it's always nice that, because he's another one who comes across as a decent bloke, and he is a quality driver. When you've got no luck with your car, it does seem a shame. So nice to win one every now and then, even though you didn't win the race. He won in a way.
Obviously, he's doing that for McLaren, former McLaren driver. See what I did there? What I meant. Sergio Perez. Because of obviously Bottas and a few other cars
Issues,
crashing out, he managed to finish 3rd on the podium. First one Force India in 2 or 3 years. He's always been a good driver. Obviously, Force India have been quite quiet in the last couple of years, not as good as they used to be. But
they haven't had the best cars.
But it was a surprising one, really. He came out of nowhere to just.
Most of last season, he was battling with his teammate.
Yeah. So
him and Ocon.
But Ocon, he came out of the race quite early, and that's only his 3rd retirement ever in motorsport. And
really?
Yeah, he went through like a certain amount of races without retiring, and all 3 times he's retired has been on the first lap.
Christ.
So he's never actually gone into a race and retired during it. But yeah,
he's not wasting his time then. If he gets a couple of laps in, he's going to finish it.
Yeah.
He's not going to be like a Bottas and get all that way in and then throw it away and think, well, I've been driving for 2 hours or however long I've been driving for. I'm not even getting to finish the race.
But it's just nice to see another name up there, really, another car.
Yeah, nice change.
To be fair, he's finished 3rd mainly because the 2 Red Bulls were absolute clowns. Daniel Ricciardo and Max Verstappen crash into each other.
Max Verstappen has very quickly built up this reputation for being a lunatic on the.
Yeah, but the thing was, it happened, but it could have happened about 3 times before it actually did happen.
Well, the issue is, Ricciardo's not so bad, but Verstappen in particular, he's someone who he's almost got a bit of Ayrton Senna about him, which, funnily enough, it's 24 years to the day he died today.
Good knowledge.
Saw that on Twitter this morning.
For a change.
Yeah. He's got a bit of Ayrton Senna in him where he just has no fear. He just goes for it. If he thinks there's a gap, if he thinks he can make something, he will go. And because he's young and ambitious, he will do it, and it doesn't always work out. And then a lot of the time, he can cause accidents because of that, which is it's dangerous. But also, it's a really good quality to have if someone could tap into it correctly.
I'm surprised there's no team calls though, because like I said, it could have happened 3 times before it actually did happen. Early in the race, Carlos Sainz, Renault driver, overtook both of them because he was on the quicker tyres, quick car, and then them 2 were fighting between themselves, and they were slow. Ricciardo was the faster driver, and Verstappen was holding him up. So they came close to touching tyres 2 or 3 times quite early in the race, and then obviously eventually.
Must be quite frustrating that for Ricciardo as well, because Ricciardo this season is probably looking really to try and push on. He's always been a talented driver.
But he's won a race already.
Now exactly. And now he wants to push on and try and really compete. Maybe not compete for the title, but at least be up there.
They both apologised to the team, which they should.
That's good though.
It was just awful. The team should have told them though, not don't be idiots, and they still were. So
yeah, just calm down, stop being.
So I doubt we'll see that again for this season. If we do, then I think it could be a lot more trouble than what it's worth. But see with that. Was there anything else that happened? There's quite a few retirements. Not many cars finished.
It's getting more and more frequent that though.
The driver of the day was awarded to Leclerc. Was a youngster for Sauber. He finished. He finished in the top 10 for the first time this season. Got some points for Sauber for the first time. So that was a decent drive by him. Like I said, mainly luckily because of. Where
are they heading off next? I
don't actually. That's a good question.
I never really paid much attention to the location
until
it's on the day, and I go, they're in Singapore now or wherever it is.
Yeah, that's it was an interesting race. Probably the best race so far this season because of so much things that happened, and hopefully the next one's just going to be just as good.
Hopefully so. Hopefully Raikkonen can get some more points on the board.
Let us know who you want to win the World Championship this year. Who your favourite driver is. What driver do you hate?
Is anyone going to take the constructors away from Mercedes?
Yeah, I don't see it happening, but can Ferrari do it? Let us know. But that's all our links are in the description. That's all for this week's Formula One podcast. We've done the boxing and football one. Go check that out. Check our podcast out from last week as well if you want. And yeah, keep an eye out for more podcasts that are coming out soon by clicking that subscribe button, which is going to be here.
Is it?
I hope so. Marcus, don't let me down. Just click the subscribe button.
You're just making them do some work this week.
Click the subscribe button and make sure you keep up to date with all our content. So yeah, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.